This EV stock has dropped a lot in the past 10 days and I feel that this is great value at the current price. The company I want to talk about today is Lucid Motors, ticker LCID. This stock is one of the most talked about stocks of 2021 and I feel that recent events have once again provided a great entry point into this EV company that looks set to become one of the major players in the coming years. If you're new to the channel, I cover many stocks on this channel across many industries and I'm always on the lookout for opportunities to get into these top quality stocks at the best prices. And we've had a lot of success in 2021. So hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications to find out about these stocks as soon as I make a video. It costs you nothing, but it could make you a lot of money. This is not financial advice and I encourage everyone to do your own due diligence. Now let's dive into it. Lucid Group is an American electric vehicle manufacturer headquartered in Newark, California. Lucid was founded in 2007 and originally focused on building electrical vehicle batteries and powertrains for other vehicle manufacturers. The company was originally named Ativa and was rebranded as Lucid Motors in 2016 as the company began to focus on producing an all-electric luxury vehicle. In February this year, it was confirmed that Lucid was in talks with the SPAC Churchill Capital Group to bring the company public through a reverse merger. The transaction valued Lucid at $24 billion and included the largest ever SPAC-related common stock PIPE. Lucid is backed by several large investment funds, including the Public Investment Fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who are registered as by far the largest shareholder of the company, owning over 60% of the total shares. Lucid operates their flagship manufacturing factory AMP1 or Advanced Manufacturing Plant 1 out of Arizona. It is here that the company has developed and will produce its flagship EV, the Lucid Air sedan. The factory design was implemented with a future-ready strategy in mind and the current production capacity is 34,000 units, with production expected to increase over the coming years. So far, Lucid produces just one car, the Lucid Air, and the very first deliveries of this EV have begun in recent weeks and the sales and reservation figures have been very promising. Before I look at the most recent news, I think that this is a very good warning to remember. EV stocks have proven to be volatile and will continue to be so. Simple announcements from the company or analysts can have a significant impact on Lucid Motors stock price. And this is true of the whole EV sector. Take Tesla for example. Elon Musk tweeting seems to affect the Tesla share price. Furthermore, Lucid Motors is not a large automaker like Mercedes, Renault or General Motors. Lucid is a startup with little revenues yet and a high level of cash burn because it finances the production of its electric vehicles in-house rather than outsourcing this as part of the manufacturing process to contractors. The electric vehicle is the future of the automobile industry. There is potential for exponential revenue growth in a market that is still in its infancy. China has been miles ahead, but things are changing, and the rate of transformation is likely to accelerate as green energy policies become law in the United States. When we consider the infrastructure bill that was recently passed and the substantial federal subsidies, the impact on the EV sector will be huge. Subsidies can be as high as $12,000 per electric vehicle, and they are certain to boost electric vehicle adoption in the United States, a market that is still underserved in terms of adoption. Only 3.6% of all vehicle sales in the United States were electric vehicles in the second quarter, leaving significant room for growth in one of the world's largest markets. The electric vehicle penetration rate in the United States is extremely low and Lucid Motors will play an important part in serving this market. And this brings me on to today's topic. A new investment opportunity has arrived. 3 compelling reasons why Lucid Motors will fare well with electric vehicle buyers and investors. Annual production and sales of 100,000 electric vehicles translates to at least $12 billion in revenue potential. Reservations for the Lucid Air are increasing. Lucid Group has big ambitions in the electric vehicle market and it has everything it needs to follow in the footsteps of Tesla. So the number one reason here is customer deliveries already have started and reservations are on the rise. Now this has only started in the past few weeks. Lucid had not delivered any cars prior to the final days of October. This article here was published on the 30th of October. There are many EV companies in the industry, but only a few can show a finished product that is selling. I have said this plenty of times over the past few months. There is a lot of EV companies that are priced very high, that have their valuations based on hope and concepts of what they can develop. There are only a small number who are actually producing and selling cars. On this front, Tesla is miles ahead of the market leader, and in China you have NIO, who are expanding very rapidly too. Beyond that, in the US there is Lucid and Polestar, who have got a big lead over everybody else in the industry. And I've said it time and time again, the market will not be big enough going forward to support the amount of EV companies out there. First mover advantage here is key. This is a market with very high barriers to entry, and competition is growing. Legacy car makers like Toyota, Ford, and General Motors all have significant resources and already have worldwide brand loyalty. These legacy brands will definitely have a place in the market, but so too will Tesla, Polestar and Lucid. Lucid Motors announced that it has received approximately 17,000 reservations for the Lucid Air luxury sedan, up from approximately 13,000 reservations in the previous reservation status. Lucid will scale up capacity to around 34,000 EVs in the first phase of manufacturing build-up in Arizona. The second reason is the Lucid Air range rating of 520 miles is unrivaled in the industry. No other competitors come close. This 520 mile beats the nearest competitor by a solid 100 miles. And reason number 3, the production of Lucid Motors Air sedan is just getting started. Lucid is expected to reveal details about new models in a relatively short period of time. Lucid is currently on track to produce and sell only one primary product, the Lucid Air sedan, but they are hard at work on a second project which will see the introduction of the Gravity luxury SUV. The SUV from Lucid is still in the design phase and few details have been revealed so far, other than the fact that the new electric vehicle will be available in 2023. So a major question comes down to this: how many vehicles will Lucid Motors be able to sell by 2025? The author here believes that Lucid can sell at least 100,000 cars annually by 2025, adding that we know that Lucid Motors' annual production capacity for the Air sedan and Gravity SUV will be around 90,000 units, a figure that may rise significantly as EV company expands its AMP1 manufacturing plant. The author here calculates that by selling 100,000 EVs at an average of $103,000, this equates to $12.3 billion of revenue, which then brings us on to the valuation of the company. Lucid trades at sales multiple of 6, based on the $12.3 billion in expected sales for 2025, but does note that estimates this far in the future have a high margin of error. Lucid's valuation is not low and the stock remains highly volatile, so this is not a stock for everyone should buy. However, such a high multiple can be justified given the EV revolution's accelerating pace and shifting attitudes towards electric vehicles. The biggest risks with this company are if Lucid's delivery guidance is thrown off for any reason and the company has to delay production. This could have an impact on how investors value Lucid Motors' EV potential. Again, there is no guarantee that estimates will be achieved. In the past few days, Lucid stock has dropped. But let's not forget that Lucid has made serious gains over the past couple of months, gaining about 200% since September. But in the past week, Lucid was served with a subpoena by the SEC regarding projections and statements it made from the SPAC merger. And Lucid is issuing a convertible senior note with a 1.75 billion value. Now the real value of this is over 200 million higher, and this is something that I will talk about in a video later this weekend, where I will also look at the subpoena in more detail. In conclusion, Lucid Motors has a high market value and a high sales multiple, but it has the best chance of any available EV manufacturer to grow into its valuation over time. Lucid Motors' valuation is high because EV investors have high expectations of the company. But if the company can stay out of trouble and meet its guidance, Lucid Motors could be the hottest thing since Tesla. And I agree with much of this. The question is whether or not can Lucid achieve its projections and meet its guidance. If it can, then Lucid will be one of a very small number of EV manufacturers that will dominate the market over the coming years. Looking at the charts, we can see just how high the share price went back in February during the first Lucid mania, and the general SPAC hype and massive investor confidence in the market. Although things changed pretty quickly, LCID stock again began to move in September. Looking closer at this, we can see the steady gain from September to December, boosted by consumer confidence, but a few macro issues, such as the crazy 30-year high inflation rate, is putting the market under pressure once again. This, coupled with the recent subpoena and the convertible note issue, has brought another drop. And you can see here that Lucid dropped from over $57 down to $37. Even with this news, this is not a normal price drop. This is not an OTC penny stock, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. Dropping from $57 down to $37 has seen approximately $30 billion wiped off the stock in just the past few days. As always, when I see huge percentage drops like this, I assess the opportunity to swing trade. I really like Lucid for its long-term potential, but there is also a very nice swing trade opportunity here. I think we could easily see this gain back between 10 and 20% next week. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. If you've watched all the way through, then hit that like button, it really helps the channel out a lot. There's a lot that I did not get to cover in this video today that I hope to cover in upcoming videos. If you appreciate the effort and the time it takes, could you take a moment and smash the like button and show your support by dropping a comment? It really would mean the world to me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.